Good, happy Wednesday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to Good Evening, New Hampshire. Let's get started. First up, police release dash cam video of chase through Pelham roads. Let's take a look at the video.
On the ground! Is there anybody else in the car?
A car crashed onto its roof, the result of a dramatic chase through Pelham and into Wyndham after a car went speeding by a police officer swerving into the breakdown lane shortly before 4 this morning.
Speed's at 80.
Speeds got too fast to continue the chase near Mammoth Road.
The subject that was driving the car was definitely accelerating, driving at a dangerous speed, so my officer slowed down.
But moments after the officer slowed down,
69 goes T-Rack, on its roof.
this scene of the car on its roof, 22-year-old Justin Sohm of Hudson comes climbing out of the car through his window.
Dawn, get on the ground right now! On the ground!
You never know what is going on inside that vehicle. Is someone intoxicated? Is there more than that going on?
Minutes later, backup arrives and the suspect was taken to the hospital and treated for minor injuries. Sohm is now charged with aggravated DWI, disobeying a police officer, and reckless operation. But police say it all could have ended far worse.
It's absolutely dramatic video. I think the biggest lesson is that if you're drinking too much, don't get behind the wheel of a car. Pick up the phone and call someone and get a ride.
And now Sohm is out on bail right now, but he is due back in court to face those charges on October 7th. Live in Pelham tonight, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Never drink and drive, everyone. Recent models, Hurricane Matthew will track well south of New England. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
Recording this for you just after the preliminary 8 a.m. advisory on Hurricane Matthew. As you'll notice in the satellite picture, Matthew, now a Category 3 hurricane with top winds of 125 miles an hour, is continuing to move by Cuba and eventually back out, moving toward the Bahamas. The northward progression of this system has been rather slow, and it's still at around 5 or 10 miles an hour and is expected to continue on its track that the Hurricane Center has been predicting for the last couple of days over the next 48 hours. You notice it holds its strength as a Category 3 hurricane through the Bahamas, tracking it all the way to the east coast of Florida by late Thursday night and early Friday, possibly back to Category 4 strength. This will essentially be right near the east coast of Florida all the way through the morning hours on Friday before lifting northward from there. Now, we remember the forecast yesterday had it moving north along the east coast and then eventually a switch to the northeast. Well, look what the Hurricane Center has now, as most of the maps have been shifting that northeast turn a little bit farther to the south, not getting all the way to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. What has been essentially happening is a cold front that has been making its way through the northern plains doesn't quite link up with the system. It doesn't get far enough north. It's not moving fast enough to get there by later Friday and into Friday evening. So this system looks to slow down as it makes its way offshore of the Carolinas. And as you will notice, several of the maps continue to move it northeast and out to sea. But there are others that not only continue to move it east off the coast of the Carolinas, but then start to send it farther south again because there is nothing to send it northeast. That front long gone by Sunday and into Monday when it is located there. This is something we'll have to keep tabs on because as it eventually tries to go farther south, there could be the potential that it comes back around again. all the while holding the possibility of major hurricane strength. So again, these are the trends that we are seeing with the forecast tracks, and much like yesterday's forecast changed into last evening, there could be some other changes as we go along. What this essentially means for us here in New Hampshire at this point is a front coming through later Saturday evening with a risk of a shower. Otherwise, the holiday weekend, which looks like there could be some rain in the middle of it, looks like fair skies, but just some cooler temperatures for Sunday and Monday. We'll continue to keep you updated.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Hearing held to begin Liberty appeal process. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
20-year-old Owen Labrie walked into a Concord courtroom for a hearing Wednesday with his parents and with new representation.
This was a structuring conference. It's the start of the ineffective assistance of counsel case, which is the motion for new trial.
Labrie is now being represented by attorney Robin Malone out of Nashua. At the hearing, prosecutors and Labrie's defense attorney discussed dates for a hearing, which will take place in February, that will discuss the possibility of a new trial.
We anticipate that the trial team will be called as witnesses. The state has the burden here, so they'll be calling, I anticipate, Attorney Carney, Attorney Zaganjori, and Attorney Rancourt to testify, and will be seeking to make their burden that the defense team was effective and did everything they could for Owen.
Labrie was found guilty in 2015 of misdemeanor sex assault. His victim was a then 15-year-old girl. He was also convicted of a felony computer crimes charge. Labrie was sentenced to 1 year in jail. He was released on bail pending his appeal. A few months later, the state filed a motion to revoke bail based on allegations that he had violated his curfew.
He spent about 2 months in jail, about 60 days before the New Hampshire Supreme Court issued an order remanding the bail issue to this court, and Judge Smuckler did release him again, and he's now on a bracelet.
Attorney Malone says Labrie is living at home right now in Vermont with a strict curfew. We did reach out to a prosecutor in this case, but we did not hear back. Live in studio, Kristen Carosa, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Hurricane Matthews leaves at least 5 dead in Haiti. Cholera surge Fred. Hurricane Matthews ripped through Haiti as a Category 4 storm with 145 mph winds yesterday, leaving villages flooded, roofs ripped from houses, and at least 5 people dead. Google will not make a Twitter bid. Apple bid unlikely. Record citing sources. This story is developing, so please check back for further updates. U.S. Israel broke its word on new settlements. Let's take a listen to this video from CNN.
The actions of the Israeli government in announcing this settlement undermine the pursuit of peace. And our concerns about that are rooted in the policy that's been championed by Democratic and Republican presidents alike, which is that the pursuit of peace and the pursuit of a two-state solution is squarely within Israel's national security interests. It also happens to advance the interests of the United States as well. We did receive public assurances from the Israeli government that contradict this announcement. And that's, I guess when we're talking about how good friends treat one another, that's a source of serious concern as well.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Now let's take a look at your weather for this evening. Here's a live look on radar right now. As you see on radar, we have a few clouds and clear skies this evening in New Hampshire. Now let's take a look at your weather on our weather system. Your weather on our weather system, your wind speed peak is 2 miles per hour, average is 0, current is 0 from southeast to east. Your temperature is 49 degrees, humidity is 87%. Your dew point is 45 degrees, your forecast is partly cloudy / rain. Your pressure is 30.12. And now let's take a look at the latest map track of Hurricane Matthews. And here's a look at the latest model and track of Hurricane Matthews. 5 p.m. Wednesday, it will be over here. 2 p.m. Thursday, it will be over here. 2 p.m. Friday, it will be here. 2 p.m. Sunday, it will be 2 p.m. Saturday over here. 2 p.m. Sunday over here. And 2 p.m. Monday over here. Now let's take a look at your next 7-day forecast. Here's a look at your next 7-day forecast. And now let's take a look at your traffic. Here's a look at your traffic right now. We're seeing a lot of green roadways, and we have a few yellow areas and a few red areas. Otherwise, your traffic is moving pretty good on your Wednesday evening. And that does it for Good Evening, New Hampshire. I hope you all have a great night, everyone. Goodbye.